Hitman D coming at you live with another video. Man, yeah, man, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Yeah, they did Tatum dirty. And don't get me wrong, I love Easy Dame. I love Easy Dame, but come on now. Hold on, fix my camera. They did Tatum dirty, man. We got to talk about it. Come on now. All right, I'm waiting for somebody to hop on. I'm just fix my camera. Okay, somebody like my video. Who liked my video? Comment below. Hey, what up, Devon Daily? What's up, man? What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, let's talk about Tatum Paxton, man, because she definitely should have retained. She definitely should have retained. That title win was for nothing. I know people can say such and such held the title did this amount of a time and all that. Listen. There's put all that to a side. I don't care what they say. That was pointless. Like I said, don't get me wrong. I love Easy Dame. I love Easy Dame. But I like Tatum Paxley as well. Although I do love Easy Dame better, I will say that I like Easy Dame better, but I like Tatum Paxley too. But anyway, to go ahead and get down to the nitty gritty, Tatum Paxley should have retained last night. And like I said, make no mistake about it. I know we were set to have Easy Dame to pull the trigger on Tatum Paxley eventually. And like I said, I love Easy Dame, but I like, you know what I'm saying, Tatum Paxley well, but I do like Easy Dame better, but still, Tatum Paxley should have retained last night. And then later on down the line, maybe a month or two, Easy Dame finally go ahead and pull the trigger on Tatum Paxley. That's how they should have went about it. And don't get me wrong, I like JC Jane as well. I like JC Jane too. I've always have liked JC Jane. But if I'm being honest here, man, Tatum Paxley should have retained. She should have retained. And then we got Easy Dane to eventually pull the trigger on Tatum Paxley and be the person to, you know what I'm saying, win the NXT Women's Championship from her. That's how they could have went about that. So I don't know what the hell Shawn Michaels was thinking. Unless he plays favoritism with JC Jane, and I think that's what it is. I think it's some favoritism going on back there. I've always started it. I think what I think is I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But I think that JC Jane is Shawn Michaels' golden girl of NXT. That's what I think. Like I said, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But I think that's definitely the case. I think that's the case. I think that's definitely the case. I mean, they did Tatum dirty. And I talk about how they did Lola Vice dirty. And Lola Vice is one of my favorite female wrestlers. And he did do Lola Vice dirty. They did do Lola Vice dirty. Lola Vice lost in her own hometown and didn't win the title. How? How? As talented as Lola Vice is. Now, where the hell is Lola Vice now? Back of the drawing board. Back, I haven't even seen Lola Vice on TV like that. So that tells me right there, she's right in the back of the drawing board. Now, if Lola Vice, this is a 50-50 chance. If Lola Vice ever goes to the main roster, things might change for her like it did Alexa Bliss. Because let's keep in mind, Alexa Bliss never won the NXT Women's Championship, but when she got to the main roster, she became a mega star. She became a mega star. Her career skyrocketed when she went to the main roster. And that's facts on facts. Alexa Bliss in 2017 and 2018 was at her peak. And that's facts on facts. That's when I got the most hate behind being a massive Alexa Bliss fan. Alexa Bliss is my top favorite female wrestler. I don't go against Alexa Bliss for nobody. But Alexa Bliss never captured the NXT Women's Championship in her NXT days. But when she, but when, no, but when she came to the main roster, she did a 360 turnaround. She became a mega star. She became a mega star. And I got the most hate for being her biggest fan. And that's facts on facts. Used to laugh my ass off how these fans would come on my posts in these wrestling groups talking shit me and you know what I'm saying, calling me an Alexa Bliss fanboy and all that, saying she can't wrestle, she's trash, just this and that and the third. Well, all I did was laugh. I used to have fun with them. It didn't affect me, it didn't make me fold. I just laughed. Cause y'all really was jealous of her. People saying that, hey, what's going on, Alexa? How you living? Welcome to the chat. People saying, you know, people wishing injury on Alexa Bliss and shit like that. Like they really hated her. And they hated me for being her biggest fan. Saying, you know, will rub it in my face that she got injured. Saying that, you know what I'm saying, when she came at saying she's going to get hurt again. They really took it there. They really took it there. And I find it so damn laughable. Why push rib off virgin toxic attraction fatal influence? They did Tatum dirty. It should have lasted another month. Exactly. Then we get Izzy Dane to pull that trigger on Tatum. And she be the person to become the next NXT Women's Champion. Now I know it's a lot of JC James fans happy she became a 2X Women's Champion. Hey, to which is I'm not gonna hate on them for that. I seen one of my subscribers doing a video reaching out, knowing I seen one of my subscribers doing a video, knowing and giving a huge shout out to JC James. And that's cool. That's cool. I won't mad about it. I won't mad. Because it goes the other way around. Let's say if Tiffany Stratton became a 2X, no, let's say if Tiffany Stratton became a 2X NXT Women's Champion at that time, being when Becky Lynch dethroned her for the NXT Women's Championship, I wanted Tiffany Stratton to win the damn NXT Women's Championship back and become a 2X NXT Women's Champion. So it's completely understandable. It's understandable. And off top of that, you know what I'm saying, I do like JC Jane. I like JC Jane. So no, I'm not hating on JC Jane for winning it back. Cause like I said, you know what I'm saying, you know, when Becky Lynch dethroned Tiffany Stratton for the NXT Women's Championship, I wanted Tiffany Stratton to win it back and become a 2X NXT Women's Champion. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying, furthermore, I do like JC Jane. I just say that Tatum Paxley should have retained. She should have retained. And I know for a fact it would piss a lot of JC Jane fans off if JC Jane got done just like, you know what I'm saying, Tatum got done last night. You know, I tell them that would piss a lot of JC Jane fans off if JC Jane got done, you know what I'm saying, just like, you know what I'm saying, Tatum Paxley got done last night. I know they would be beyond pissed. And would have every right to be. Would have every right to be. So Tatum Paxley is not one of my favorite female wrestlers, but I've always have liked Tatum Paxley. She's a believable talent. But to do her like that last night, no, hell no. No. I thought we were set to get Izzy Dame, you know what I'm saying, turn on Tatum Paxley maybe a month down the line, a month later she turns on Tatum Paxley and she be the person to dethrone her for the NXT Women's Championship. I thought that's how they was gonna go about it. So by JC Jane winning that NXT Women's Championship last night, I think JC Jane is Shawn Michaels' golden girl. Well, that's what part of me thinks. Because that was a short ass title run from Tatum Paxley. That was a short ass title run. That title run was short lived. It was short lived. They did a dirty, man. You know that I mean, nah. So this needed to be said. This needed to be said. They booked Izzy Dane to pull the trigger way too soon. They booked Izzy Dane to pull the trigger way too soon. But Blake Monroe, I'm gonna talk about Blake Monroe too. Blake Monroe is gonna be a dominant North American Women's Champion, man. I'm loving it. I'm loving her run already. Like the match last night. Zarya did the right thing by throwing in that towel because Blake Monroe was on the verge of breaking Saruka's leg and ending her career. That's what was going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I don't got a dislike for Saruka. I like Saruka and I like Zarya too. But I like Blake Monroe way better than both of them. Blake Monroe is my top favorite NXT female wrestler. I don't go against her for nobody in NXT. JC with spinning right hooks always look deadly. Yeah, it did. It did. She have a devastating kick too. She have a deadly. She has some pretty. Yeah, JC James is a pretty good striker. She's a pretty good striker. Yeah, she's a hell of a striker. So I say, man, Tatum just should have retained. Tatum should have retained. That title run, her NXT Women's Championship title run was definitely short lived. It was short lived. They could have gave her a longer title run than that. But Blake Monroe, man, she's gonna kill it in NXT. Whoever she drops that North American Women's Championship to, she definitely needs to be on her way to capturing the NXT Women's title. She definitely needs to win the big one in NXT. She needs to win the big one in NXT. Definitely need to. She needs to win the big one in NXT, like for real. Blake Monroe is a mega star. Blake Monroe is NXT. Blake Monroe is NXT, man. That heel character she got, I rather them not turn her back babyface because she's at her damn peak at being heel. Blake Monroe right now, Blake Monroe is at her peak, and she's the mid card women's champion. Blake Monroe is at her peak. I don't care what nobody say. In my book, Blake Monroe is at her peak. Yes, I said what I said. I don't care what nobody say. In my book, Blake Monroe is at her damn peak, and she's not even the NXT Women's Champion yet. So that's what I say. Blake Monroe is at her, peak. Blake Monroe is at her peak, and she's not even the NXT Women's Champion yet. I don't care what nobody say. I said what I said. That heel character, man, is gold. It's pure gold. She was talking to herself like next week. She was actually talking to a split personality of herself. Her split personality was telling her how to retain against Saruka, and she did it. She did it. She listened to her personality, and that match didn't even last long. So Saruka is lucky Zarya threw in that towel last night because Saruka was seconds away from getting her leg like broken and severely injured, where she would no longer be able to compete in the ring no more, or she would have to take more time off. And I'll tell her when the hell she would be able, she'll be able to come back to wrestling, or possibly never wrestle again. So Saruka needs to be happy that Zarya threw in that towel last night. She definitely did her a favor. Because the way Blake Monroe had that damn submission move, oh man. She could have severely probably ended her career right on the fucking spot. Tell you, Zaruku live to wrestle, live to wrestle another day. But so Blake Monroe is already taking the NXT Women's Division to heights already. She's taking it to heights already with her heel character. She's taking it to heights already. So Blake Monroe is killing it. She's killing it as you know what I'm saying. With this dominant devilish heel role as the NXT North American Women's Champion. She's in her bag right now. She's definitely in her bag. Yeah, she's definitely in her bag. But but so yeah, man. I'm 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 a massive Blake Monroe fan. But yeah, man. So Blake Monroe, she has a bright, well, I ain't gonna say a bright future. She's already killing it. She's already getting it done. When she turned heel, that's when I knew she was on her way to winning either the NXT Women's Championship or the North American Women's Championship, and boy was I right either way, regardless. Boy was I right either way, regardless. She captured the NXT North American Championship. I mean, let me rephrase that: the NXT Women's North American Championship. Did exactly what I said she was going to do. Did exactly what I said she was going to do, and I feel damn good about it because I love being right about my favorites. I called it with Blake Monroe, and I definitely called it with Maxine Dupree. Yes, she did, Devon Daly. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. She's the mega star. Blake Monroe. Blake Monroe is the it girl right now. She's definitely by far the it girl right now. And I'm fucking loving it. I'm know what I'm saying, loving it. Blake Monroe is in her bag. Blake Monroe is definitely in her bag. Yeah. So yeah, man, you compare her title run to Jade Cargill's, she's arguably the best. She's arguably better. She's arguably better. But people want to hate on Maxine Dupree and shit on Maxine Dupree. That's why, like I said, I hope Maxine Dupree keeps that title for over 100 days. Now, if she keeps it right at 100 days, then cool. I'm all for that because that's her first ever title run. What's going on, Anthony? How you living, my guy? Welcome to the chat. Talking about some NXT, man, with how they did Tatum last night. They did a dirty last night, man. Y'all hit the like button on my video. I ain't got but one like. Some y'all hit the like button on my video. I need more likes. I ain't gonna say I need more likes, but it'd be better to get likes. B5 versus JC Jane would be a banger. Yes, it would. It would. But I would have to go with JC Jane to win. I would have to go with JC Jane. I'm not the biggest fan of B5 like you are, but I do like JC Jane to say the least. Blake better. JC Jane. She better heal than. Do you mean Blake Monroe is a better heel than JC Jane? Your comment got me confused, Alyssa. You said Blake better JC Jane. She better heel than JC Jane. I'm assuming you mean Blake Monroe is a better heel than JC Jane. If that's what you mean, if that's what you mean, yeah, she definitely is a better heel than JC Jane. Blake Monroe is by far a better heel than JC Jane. JC Jane has that mean girl character heel. Blake Monroe has that evil, devilish heel character. Blake, yo, JC Jane is Blake. JC Jane has that mean girl heel character. Blake Monroe has that medieval, devilish heel character. Yeah, okay. I thought that's what you meant. Yeah, Blake Monroe is 10 times more sadistic than JC Jane is. She's 10 times more sadistic. Behind that beautiful, glamorous, you know what I'm saying, girl look is, know what I'm saying, beast within. A medieval devil within, ready to unleash. Behind that beautiful, glamorous, girl look is a me is know what I'm saying, a medieval devil within, ready to unleash. Well, I ain't gonna say devil, but beast. The beast within to release. Yeah, I agree. She is. Blake Monroe is she is psychotic. Well, but more than narcotic. That woman is medieval. Like I love it. Yeah, like how she had snapped that time when she had that feud with JC Jane, and JC Jane busted her lip, and how she stood there, you know what I'm saying, shaking. I said, hell yeah, hell yeah, yes. The medieval has not been unleashed. It has not been unleashed. Yep. And show JC Jane. And show Jordan Grace what type of evil, sadistic person that she was, you know what I'm saying, dealing with. Show her what type of evil person that she was, you know what I'm saying, dealing with. Yeah, man. Blake Monroe, she's sadistic. When she go to the main roster, man, they don't need to switch shit up. But before she go to the main roster, have Blake Monroe. I repeat, have Blake Monroe to capture the NXT Women's Championship. Have her to win the big one before she leaves NXT. Then she go to the main roster and dominate the main roster. Now, when it comes to Alexa Bliss or Liv Morgan, now I'm gonna have to go with Alexa Bliss or Liv Morgan if she have a one-on-one match against them. Although I like her about as much as I do Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan, but I don't go against Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan for nobody. Not even Blake Monroe. Blake should be NXT Women's Champion over JC Jane. Exactly, but you know what? You know what, Alexa? It's going to happen. I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen. And it should. Because Blake Monroe and JC Jane has chemistry. They have chemistry. They have chemistry. And let's not forget what Fatal Influence did to JC Jane. Let's not forget that shit. Let's not forget it. They brutally attacked her when she debuted on NXT as a baby face. So Blake Monroe could come out of nowhere and remind JC Jane of that. Blake Monroe would be the perfect person. You know what I'm saying? Blake Monroe would be the perfect person to dethrone, you know what I'm saying, JC Jane for the NXT Women's Championship in my book. Of course, other fans are going to speak different, but that's fine. That's absolutely fine. But Yeah. So they did Tatum Patsy dirty though, man. I ain't like that. I didn't like that. Her title run was short lived. Definitely short lived. You know. I'm like, nah. They could have they could have had her to. You know what I'm saying? Keep that title for at least a month at the max. At least reach the 100 days or something, rather than have her to lose it that quick. 100 days wouldn't have been bad. So that's all I'm saying, man. They did her dirty. That was fucked up. That was fucked up. You know, her title run was short lived, and it shouldn't have been. I'm pretty sure, like I said, if that was JC Jane, it would be an uproar right now. It would be an uproar, and I know it. They know it. But I'm not hating on them because they're a fan of JC Jane and they're happy she won the title back. I get it. I get it. I get it. And like I said, you know what I'm saying, I like JC Jane myself. I like JC Jane myself, but Tatum Patsy title run shouldn't have been short lived like that. What's up? What's up? What's up? Whoever that is, new to my channel. Can you translate that? I don't understand what you're saying. And do you watch wrestling? Are you a wrestling fan? I need to know. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Are you a wrestling fan? So yeah, man. That's my whole thing. You know, Tatum. Are you a wrestling fan? I didn't. I asked you a question. You said okay. I asked you. Okay. 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 Well, if you're new to my channel, subscribe to my channel. So yeah, man, I'm up here talking about the Tatum Paxley situation on her dropping the title last night. Her title run, her NXT Women's title run being short lived. Yeah, they did her dirty. I was like, nah, man, y'all didn't have to do. No, I ain't have to do Tatum like that. Come on now. And like I said, I do love Easy Dame. Make the mistake about it. I love Easy Dame. You know what I'm saying? But to do Tatum like that and have Easy Dame to pull the trigger on her that quick, come on now. Nah. And like I said, make no mistake about it, I knew Easy Dane was gonna eventually turn on Tatum Paxley. I knew that. I knew that. I knew that was coming. I saw that coming a mile away. That's why Easy Dane stuck close to her. So they should have had in Tatum Paxley had to run for at least a month or maybe 100 days at the max. Then Easy Dane go ahead and pull the trigger on Tatum Paxley, and she be the person to dethrone her for the women's NXT title. That's what they should have did. That's the solution I thought they was gonna go with. But Tatum Patsy Hill, if I'm being honest, she deserved it. Well, I do like Tatum Patsy, so I would have definitely wanted her to, you know what I'm saying, remain champion for over 100 days. You know, maybe a little over 100 days, or you know what I'm saying, something like that. Then Easy Dame be the person turn on Easy Dame and dethrone her. Not I mean to turn on Tatum Paxley and dethrone her for the NXT Women's Championship. They could have went about it like that, rather than have her to drop it that quick. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That was dirty. That was dirty. So yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? So I had to call this out. Are sick fatal influence? Do you mean you are sick of fatal influence? I guess that's what you meant. I guess that's what you meant. Okay. Like I said, I like fatal influence. I like fatal influence. Fallon Henley is one of my favorite female wrestlers. She's my favorite member in fatal influence. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying that Tatum Paxley shouldn't have lost the title that fast. You know, I'm sorry. Like if she was on the other foot net with JC Jane, it would be an uproar about it. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. So I'm just being real. They did Tatum dirty. So like I said, I'm not hating on no JC James fans that's happy she won the title back. I'm pretty sure they are. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. But I call things down the middle. I call things down the middle. So yeah, just like they did Lola Vice dirty, and JC Jane wins the title back. Yeah, she's gonna get a rematch, but I don't know if she could win. She might win it back. I don't know. Yeah, she definitely deserves a rematch, and if she wins it back, it's understandable. They just don't need to have her playing hot potato with the NXT Women's Championship. When she wins it back this time, she put Easy Dame on notice. And they feud connection be long term rather than have either they would rather have Taylor Pets to have a short title run. I guess they could make the feud long term. Make it long term and then eventually Easy Dane wins the title from Taylor Paxley. Cause Easy Dane don't deserve to play hot potato with the NXT Women's Championship as good as she is. Wins it back from JC Jane, then when she feud with Easy Dane, she loses it to Easy Dame in no time. No, don't do it like that. Might just make the feud long term. Long term, and then Taylor Paxley wins the title from Izzy Dane. Cause I mean she already done turned on it, so the feud might as well be long term rather than have Taylor Paxley make an saying feud with other new people. Like I said, make the feud long term. Cause Izzy Dane done pulled the trigger. So if they book Taylor Paxley to win the title back from JC Jane, completely understandable. Completely understandable. I'm all for it. Then we can go ahead and get the strong heated feud between Eddie Dane and Tatum Paxley, and make the feud long term. Since Eddie Dane already pulled the trigger, but Tatum Paxley can still defend her title against female wrestlers on the main roster while in this heated feud with Easy Dane. She finds a way to retain every time when Easy Dane tries to get involved. So when they have their match, they can have Tatum Paxley to retain the first time against Easy Dane. Then when the second time they wrestle, Easy Dane finally dethrones Tatum Paxley for the NXT Women's Championship. I mean I think I made a pretty good call right there. I think I made a pretty good call on how to book that. I think that was a damn good call in my book. You may disagree. If you disagree, you disagree. Fine. But I think that's the best way to book it. And then they second match, Izzy Dane versus Tatum, can be in a cage, can be in like maybe a no holds barred match or something like that. Or the first match can be a no holds barred match. Then the second match can be a regular match with Easy Dane versus Tatum, and Easy Dane finally wins the second time in the throne Tatum Paxley for the NXT Women's Championship. What's going on? What's going on? If you're new to my channel, subscribe to my channel. But yeah, she definitely deserves a rematch of Devon Daly. And you could cook things up a little more. You can some kind of way get Live Valkyrie involved because Live Valkyrie and Tatum Paxley are best of friends. She can appear on NXT. Yeah, she does. I agree. I just yeah. Hey, do you watch because boxing? Yeah, I watch boxing a little bit, not like that, but I watch it sometimes. Like if it's a well known boxer that I know real well, yeah, I watch boxing, but I don't watch boxing all the time. I ain't big on boxing like that. I'm more of a wrestling fan. I'm a wrestling fanatic. Like I watch wrestling all the time. That's what my YouTube channel is based upon me talking about wrestling. And I post wrestling pics too, of course. So yeah, man, I'm a wrestling fanatic. If you're new to my channel, subscribe to my channel. Let me ask you, do you watch wrestling? So yeah, man. But Lola Vice, I don't like how they did Lola Vice, man. I ain't even seen Lola Vice on TV like that. They did Lola dirty. They did her dirty. They did her dirty. Yeah, like I said, I watch boxing every now and then. I'm not big on boxing like that. I watch boxing every now and then. I'm not big on it like that. I'm like I said, I'm a wrestling fanatic. So yeah, like I said, if you're new to my channel, subscribe to my channel. And turn on my notifications where you won't miss any of my live videos. I love posting a lot of videos. I post a lot of videos every day. I post a lot of videos and short clip videos up here every day, nonstop. I ain't gonna say nonstop, but I post them every day. I ain't gonna say nonstop because I do got a life outside of social media. So I ain't gonna say nonstop. That's too much. I got a life outside of social media. But I do post it. I'm very consistent with it. You know, trying to get my content out there, and people could come across my videos and stuff. And they can subscribe to my channel. I don't do this for likes and views and stuff like that. I do this because I love talking about wrestling. You know what I'm saying? I do this because I love it. But so yeah, man, that's the best way to do it. If Tatum Paxley wins the title back, it's understandable, and that will piss a lot of JC Jane fans off. But the way I look at it is, man, I like JC Jane and all, but Tatum Paxley should have never lost that title to begin with. She should have successfully retained. Then later on down the line, with a month from now, then they could have booked Tatum Paxley to know what I'm saying. Finally pull the trigger on. I mean, they could have booked Easy Dame to finally pull the trigger on Tatum Paxley. I don't like Jake Paul, man. Jake Paul got too much mouth. He probably is. I tell you some fuck shit they did, having Mike Tyson to lose to him. That was some bullshit. But I know Mike Tyson purposely threw that fight. That fight was script. That fight was script with him and Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was supposed to knock his ass out. I know he paid Tyson. I know he paid Tyson, you know what I'm saying, to lose that fight. But yeah. Yeah, Jake Paul too damn mouth. Mouth can't stand on mouthy ass person. Cannot stand on mouthy ass person. But back to wrestling. So yeah, man, they booked Easy Dane to pull that trigger on Tatum too quick. That was too damn quick. And if I'm being honest, it was kind of pointless because a story between Easy Dame and Tatum Paxley for the NXT Women's Championship would have been a lot more interesting. It would have been a lot more interesting. It would. But like I said, Easy Dame pulled the trigger on Tatum. So they're gonna just pretty much have JC James to move on with the title, and we get a regular feud between either Dem and Tatum Paxley. Although that makes no sense. The title with Tatum Paxley as the NXT Women's Champion versus either Dame in the feud would have been a lot more interesting. So this is why I say if Tatum Paxley wins the title, if Tatum Paxley wins the strap back from JC Jane, if Tatum Paxley win the NXT Women's strap back from JC Jane, it's understandable. And I know that's going to piss a lot of JC James fans off, but well, because Taylor Paxley has never lost the title to begin with. And I like JC James, but Tatum shouldn't have lost that title. I mean, it goes the other way around. Imagine if JC James would have got done like that. And she won a title, and her title reign was short lived. That would have pissed a lot of JC James fans off. So I'm looking at this from a fair spectrum. I'm looking at this from a fair spectrum. I'm calling it right down the middle. So if Taylor Paxley wins the title back, it's not going to be a bad call. It will be a good call because the fact of the matter is she's in a strong heated feud with Izzy Dane. So Tatum Paxley as the NXT as a 2X NXT Women's Champion versus Izzy Dane who turned on her will be a lot more interesting with the title in this feud. And like I said, Izzy Dane wins the title from Tatum Paxley eventually. But let's say the first match they have, Tatum Paxley retains. Then the second match, Izzy Dane takes it. Izzy Dane wins the second match. Yes, man. Yeah, Lola Vice. They fucked her over. They fucked her over. And now where's Lola Vice? Right in the back of the drawing board. Sometimes I think they don't like Lola Vice. It's got to be something, cause she got dirty in her. She got done dirty in her hometown. She got done dirty in her hometown. I mean, come on now. She got done dirty in her hometown. Sometimes I think, was that shit intentional? Because, like I said, where's Lola Vice now? And back of the drawing board, right? Sometimes I think Shawn Michaels may have purposely set her up to lose in her hometown. So I wonder, is it something that she refused to go along with and Shawn Michaels fucked her over and did her dirty? Sometimes I think they don't, WWE don't like her. And Lola Vice seems like a very vocal person that's not going to, I know she don't take shit off nobody, but she seems like a very vocal person. She seems like a stand-up chick. No, I know Lola Vice is a stand-up chick for first of all, but she seems very vocal, and she's not with the dumb shit. She's not gonna go with the dumb shit. She's not gonna kiss. She's not gonna kiss. She's not gonna kiss ass in WWE. Now, this some people may say this man being reach on reach, but come on, man. Some stuff you have to really read between the lines. Do I think WWE purposely did her dirty in her hometown because maybe she didn't do them a favor that she wanted them to backstage? Sometimes that type of stuff resonates with me. Do I think Shawn Michaels may have purposely possibly did her dirty in her own hometown? Yeah, possibly. I feel that way. I feel that way. Cause I wouldn't have mind her being the person to dethrone Roxanne Perez for the NXT Women's Championship. And let's not forget when she had the NXT contract and she failed to cash in. So all that stuff resonates with me. And do I think that WWE has an animosity towards Lola Vice? I could be wrong as hell, but it's something for me to think about as a Lola Vice fan. It's something for me to think about as a massive Lola Vice fan. So I don't know, man. Maybe they don't like her in WWE because Lola Vice is back in the back of the drawing board. That should have been her moment at No Mercy in her hometown to dethrone JC Jane for the NXT Women's Championship. And like I said, nothing against JC Jane. I like JC Jane, but I like Lola Vice way better. Lola Vice is one of my favorite NXT female wrestlers. And they did her so dirty. They did her so dirty. Her family was there and everything. So this is why part of me thinks Shawn Michaels may not like Lola Vice. I don't know. I mean, I may take. She did talk good about him, but like I said, man, you don't know what the fuck really goes on in WWE. Like I said, I could be wrong. Some may say I'm reaching. I'm taking it too far. Part of me don't think I am. Cause this make the second. This make the second time. No, this make the second time she got done dirty. And this is by far the worst. So now Tatum Patsy title run and Tatum Patsy title run was short lived. Hot take. They should hot take. They should have let some of the Raw and SmackDown mid card women wrestle on NXT sometimes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I could agree with that. Yeah, yeah. That would stretch it out. That would stretch it out. You know what I'm saying? Have them to compete on Russell on NXT sometimes just to stretch it out a bit. That's why I mentioned, just like you said, that was a pretty good hot take. You said to have the have some of the female wrestlers from Raw and SmackDown have some of the Raw and SmackDown mid card female wrestlers to wrestle on NXT sometimes. Yes, that's exactly why I mentioned Live Valkyrie in the beginning of my story. She could be in this storyline between she could be in this storyline with Tatum Paxley against Izzy Dane. Right, exactly. They're underutilized. Now Live Valkyrie is not underutilized, but she are best of friends with Tatum Paxley. And she could be in this storyline with Tatum Paxley with her against Easy Dane. When Easy Dane tries to get involved in her title defense matches, Live Valkyrie can be right there to stop Easy Dane from trying to cause Tatum Paxley the NXT Women's title. That's how they could do it. So then eventually when it comes down to Easy, no, then when eventually when it comes down to Tatum Paxley versus then when it eventually comes down to Easy Dane versus Tatum Paxley for the NXT Women's title, that first time Tatum Paxley retains. The second time, Easy Dane dethrones, you know what I'm saying, Taylor Paxley for the NXT Women's Championship, but then we can go on from there. Easy Dane moves on because I love Easy Dane, and I do like her better than Taylor Paxley. But yeah, man. So yeah, a lot of female wrestlers are underutilized. Very true. Very true. So yeah, man, they didn't have to do Tatum like that. They didn't have to do Tatum like that. That was fucked up. That was fucked up. Then when Tatum Paxley lose the title to Easy Dane, she turns heel and go back to her dark character. She goes back to her dark character with like playing with the dolls and stuff. And this time she doesn't care about having no friends. She doesn't care about having friends. Yeah, because she realizes you can't trust nobody. And she goes back to her dark character playing with the dolls. Her crazy girl dark character. She goes back to it. So that's how they could end that story. That's how they could book that. But Easy Dame is definitely championship material. Izzy Dame is arguably championship material. She's championship material for sure. She would kill it as the NXT Women's Champion. She would kill it as the NXT Women's Champion for sure. That's what I thought they was going to do, and they had JC Jane to win it back. Maybe Tatum Pax is going to win it back again. So we gonna see how that turns out. We gonna see. And somebody else who needs to become the next NXT North American Women's Champion, Carmen Petrovic. But they got her in WWE Evolve. I don't know why that is, but I don't know why she hasn't been utilized like that. If it was up to me, Carmen Petrovic would have been the NXT North American Women's Champion, and then if she would have, you know what I'm saying, she would have, you know what I'm saying, definitely captured the NXT Women's Championship. Yeah, I want my Tatum Paxley winning back the NXT Women's Championship because she shouldn't have lost it that quick to begin with. So she may win it back. JC James' short title run might be short lived. It's understandable because Tatum Paxley as the NXT Women's Champion would have been more would be a lot more interesting with her feuding against Izzy Dane. So Tatum Paxley could win it back. But I still need to call out this video and say that no, she shouldn't have lost it. They just should have went with her keeping it you know what I'm saying, remaining NXT Women's Champion for a whole month. Then Tatum Paxley, Izzy Dane pulls the trigger on Tatum. She pulls the trigger on Tatum Paxley. Then she be the person to dethrone Tatum Paxley for the NXT Women's Championship. But the first time when they face off for the title, Tatum Paxley successfully retains. Then the second time, Easy Dame dethrones Tatum Paxley for the NXT went women's title. Like I said, that's the solution I thought they was going to go with. They could have went with it that way, and that's the solution I thought they was going to go with. But like I said, Izzy might win it back. I mean, Taylor might win it back. So we'll see. So we gonna see how that plays out. And like I said, when Taylor Paxley drops the title to Izzy Dane, she can go back to her dark persona. She can go back to her dark heel crazy persona. Everything goes dark again. And she realized, being nice, trying to be the nice, right by the book type person, it got her nowhere. It didn't get her nowhere. So she goes back to the dark heel persona. But Izzy Dane, like I said, she's definitely championship material. Izzy Dane, I see Izzy Dane being a mega star. And when Izzy Dane go to the main roster, she's definitely going to dominate. She's going to dominate. She's going to dominate for sure. Bloodsport Natty would bring the best out of a lot of people. Man, I fucking love the Bloodsport Natty. I love that version of Natty, the Bloodsport Natty with the black singlet and the white boots and the mouthpiece in the mouth. I love that version of Natty. I love that version. She definitely will bring the best out of a lot of people. Maxine Dupree should face that version of Natty. Like her biggest test yet. That will be her biggest test yet. Yep. Imagine Bloodsport Natty versus Shayna Baszler. Man, that match will be fire. That match will be fucking gold. Or imagine Bloodsport Natty versus Zoe Stark. Once again, that match will be fucking gold. Bloodsport Natty versus Trish Stratus. That match will be fucking gold. That will be my top favorite Natalya and Trish Stratus match because Natalya and Trish Stratus are two of my top favorite female wrestlers. Yeah, Natalya and Trish Stratus are two of my top favorite female wrestlers. I've been a fan of Trish Stratus for over 2 decades, and I've been a fan of Natalya for over a decade. Exactly, for sure. Zoe is arguably an underrated. Zoe is arguably an underrated mat technician wrestler. That's why I said the Bloodsport Natty versus Shayna Baszler or Zoe Stark in a one-on-one match. That match will be fucking gold. But man, I'm gonna go ahead and bring. I'm gonna go ahead and get on up out of here, man, and fix me something to eat. Um, Tatum Paxley might be on her way to regaining the NXT Women's Championship and become a 2X NXT Women's Champion. And then we get the strong heated feud between either them and Tatum Paxley. So when they finally face off, Tatum Paxley successfully retains in the first match. In the second match, Izzy Dane finally dethrones Tatum Paxley for the NXT Women's Champion. And then Izzy Dane, you know what I'm saying? Then Tatum Paxley goes back to her dark heel, you know what I'm saying, character, playing with the dolls and stuff. So with that being said, man, I'm gonna get up out here and get me something to eat. So with that being said, it's your boy Hitman D, and I'm gonna sign out.